just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave and by the time it's done I'll be gone. Tainted love is all we had. Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave and by the time it's done I'll be gone.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another season of AFR. I am Kunai Zero, and we will be starting Season 7 here at the Bahrain International Circuit. We'll have a quick overview of the circuit in just a second. 15 corners, 5.4 kilometers of track, 2 DRS zones for the drivers to use in order for overtaking opportunities. It's shown us some really good moments in the past seasons, and we'll go over some of them now as we prepare. So here we are, Season 6, the start of the race, and a massive carnage between Stars Artanis and Lotus caused 3 DNFs, if I'm not mistaken, as they all went to turn 1. Safety car, immediate safety car, probably the fastest safety car in AFR history, I think. Then turns 2 and 4, which is Season 4 back. 7 Mikau fighting each other in the Red Bull and the Haas down towards turn 4. Nice wheel to action as they come around the corner, and then Seb, unfortunately, a little bit too early on the power there. Gets a bit Tokyo drift, but manages to keep it straight nonetheless. So Season 6, Fever and PTR doing essentially a bit of the same as Fever decides to try and block off PTR there on the right. And then a nice tight battle all the way through the sectors. Or the sector, I should say, into the DRS zone. I love that everyone is yelling my name in chat. Thank you very much. It's been good. It's been a long time, but I'm excited to be back. Yeah, a bit of the same as I go down through there. Then we've got Season 5, Big Al and Shrimp fighting towards the middle of the circuit. So, past this infamous corner. Goes way wide. A little bit interesting translation of the track limits there. And all the while as they fight down towards the sharp hairpin. But at least managing to make it stick there as the Red Bull gets a little bit faster exit out there. Drag race all the way down to turn 10. It's inches in this. There we go as he goes in through the DRS and then down towards the end of that straight. Turn 12, Season 6, Fever and Sid with a pretty intense battle as they come around turn 13. It's a really deadly corner. Sid just getting a little bit too and gets shot straight out of the track, which allows Fever to just run unimpeded down towards turns 14 and 15. Pacey and PTR doing a similar thing in Season 6 turns, same complex of turns, 11 to 13. But this one ended up a bit better for both drivers as there's a lot of contact between the two coming through them. As you can see, a lot of contact. That'd be a catapult for sure in real life, but we get a little bit of flex here in the game. Alright, so we'll move on towards... Now, I believe my co-commentator Gus Rules is here.
I am. How you doing?
Not too bad. Excellent. Alright, so let's have a quick look here. First, while everyone's getting set up, let's have a look at the calendar here for AFR Season 7. So we start, pretty much, I believe we mirror the actual F1 calendar. So we start here in Bahrain, move on to Spain, Monaco, Azerbaijan, Canada, France, Austria, Britain for the first 8 rounds. Then Hungary, Belgium, the Netherlands. We go to Italy, and that's Monza for round 12. And then Russia, Singapore, Japan, USA, Mexico, Brazil, Australia. And then for round 20, this is dependent, of course, on the DLC release. So we do know that Jeddah, Imola, and Portimao will be coming to the game. So hopefully by then, Jeddah will be available and we'll do that. Otherwise, the round will be removed if that track is not available at least 1 week before they're scheduled to race. And then we go to China round 22, and then, of course, Portugal and San Marino or Imola for the final round. All right, so we should probably introduce the drivers for Tier 1. That might be a good idea. So let's move over to the standings board. So here we are. These are the drivers for the Tier 1 series. So for Team Mercedes, we have Big Al in the number 93 and T-Mac in number 12. Thank you for the follow, Manolia. Much appreciated. We have Trin in the number 2 car for Red Bull and Potty in the number 23 car. 24 belongs to Flyboy in the McLaren. 29 for Pacey. In the Aston Martin, Tanis in number 35 and Pondon in the number 74. For Alpine, which was Renault, but of course was rebranded. Number 38, we have Geordie, and number 19, Wahid. Move over to the second half. These are in no particular order, by the way. I just took them from our attendance, so no team is better than the other team yet. Let a race happen before we do that. Ferrari, for number 48, we got Planet, or formerly known as Stars last season, and his teammate Simdogger in the number 69 car. Nice. In the AlphaTauris, number 53 with Mikau and his teammate, number 20, Panda. Combined YouTuber. I had to summarize it because your name's way too long combined. Number 15 for the Alfa Romeo and number 25, his teammate, was Sid. Thank you for the follow. See you well. Bait in the Haas, number 95, and his teammate Smitty in the number 58. And of course, the Williams team, number 8 with Fever and number 70 for Hero. All right, let's go to the static screen. All right, Gus. So, what are your thoughts? What are you expecting for this first race back?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I was expecting in the little earlier race that we had in Tier 3 to have some more safety cars, but it was pretty clean off the start, unlike what we saw last season in Tier 1. So I don't know. I think the safety car is going to play a little bit into it, but it's really all about the tyres. It's how well you can manage those hards and mediums. Whether or not we'll see anyone qualify on the mediums is a big ticket item as well, because really the softs are not a great race tyre at all. They do fall off pretty quickly, and the mediums are probably the best race tyre you can get. Hards are a bit slow, but yeah, the medium hard is probably going to be the optimal strategy here. So it's really just who can qualify in the top 10 on the mediums, and how much are you willing to compromise your race to get that extra good position.
Well, grid position is pretty much everything. That's why we have qualifying, because obviously the further you are ahead when you start, the better you are during the race. Not so much when you get safety cars and things like that throw a wrench in the works, but we'll see how that goes. Usually there's always one. Obviously Tier 3 was just then, and we had, I think it was 2 in total, I believe.
VSC and a safety car, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, 2 in total. All right, I believe that we might be ready for qualifying, so how about we jump over?
Yeah, we're just loading in now. So a couple of drivers to watch in this session. Obviously, our defending champion, Mick Out, will be the one to look at the most. We do have FIBA as well, obviously the runner-up last season. I reckon keep our eyes on Geordie. I've heard he's been doing some very quick times in qualifying, and a few others as well. Potsy as well. Captain Agolda here is very, very quick as well. So going to have a very tight qualifying, I think. Going to keep an eye on a few of those guys. We'll wait for Hero just to load in as well.
What's the expected lap time here in Bahrain? So I believe it's 123, 124.
Mid 124s is kind of what we're expecting for the top guys. Most people should be in the 125s, but
24s.
Okay. I would expect it to be between a mid 24 and 26.
So it looks like Hero's left the session. He might be having some difficulties there joining, and hopefully we can get him back fairly quickly. His car's in the lobby, so that's at least good. He can just jump in. We have a full grid, of course. That's always good to see. So let me get everything set up for you guys. Get that tire out there. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Codemasters, and it's not a good one. Reduce the size of the UI. Seriously, why is it so big? I had to change everything around. Don't mess with things that are working. Everything else is good, but stop the UI.
Why isn't the spectator UI more customizable? Like, even in iRacing, like you can just scale the UI. Like that would be fine.
That is true. You can obviously scale the UI in the normal game. You can scale your UI as you're racing, so they should have an option for that. But anyway, whatever. It's not about that. We're here to watch the race. To watch the race. The qualifying starts. So 18 minutes on the clock as our drivers go out. I believe FIBA is the first car out on track. You can see that little red dot there. So what we'll do is we'll jump on with him. If it would actually let me change stuff. Let's have a look here. Where are you, FIBA? Right there. Okay. So hopefully Hero can come back in a bit. Hopefully nothing.
Yeah, he's loaded back in, but just head to Alt F4. So hopefully there's no desync issues in quali or the race. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes.
No worries. For everyone watching on Twitch channel, thank you for starters. And two, I haven't really had time to balance any volume. So if there's anything that seems out of whack, just let me know and I'll try and adjust it on the fly. But hopefully it's at least good enough for you guys to hear. Okay, so 16 minutes and 19 seconds on that clock for all of our guys to set a lap. FIBA now just coming around the last sector now. Actually, there's someone ahead.
A McLaren off the track at turn 1. Looks like Captain Agold has completely missed his braking point as he came out of the pits. And that McLaren is doing a bit of four-wheel driving, a bit of lawn mowing.
Let's jump on. So Simdogger is actually the first car out. Unless my map lied to me, but here we go. He crosses the line as we do a hot lap of the Sakir circuit. Hard braking there once you hit the 150 meter board. Down into the second gear comes around. Now hits the second DRS zone. DRS, of course, drag reduction system for those who are new to F1. Gives you a little bit of extra oomph as you go down the straights. And we already have a Sector 1 yellow flag. It would have been someone coming around turn 2. So a 28.007 sector for Simdogger here in the Ferrari. And that's one thing that Codemasters have done well is they've really done the audio well for the new cars. They each sound very distinctive and I like it. And I love how all the drivers do this. Technically you're supposed to be on the left side of the track, but anyway, if the game doesn't penalize you, I guess why not use it? Very careful not to touch that inside curb. It's very notorious. Likes to spin people out as Trent in the Red Bull pulls over, not to impede the Ferrari. Exactly, as Seb said, one wheel within limits and you are good. Hard on the brakes here into the 50-metre board. Nice use of the apex there into fourth gear, up into fifth. The DRS zone will only be active for a short time for the end of the lap, but it'll be enough. Goes across the line and sets the fastest lap so far with a 126.387 on the soft compound. And immediately, Feber comes across to the 125.9 on the mediums. So,
yeah, expect track evolution to have a bit of an impact here as well. So as the track gets rubbered in, we expect those times to fall quite a bit as well.
Here we go, as the times start rolling in. Mikau coming in second there with a 126.0. Wahid setting the fastest time with a 125.2 on the soft tyre. Potsy set a time with a 126.1. And Panda with a 126.4 as his first lap. Sandeezy here on an outlap, so let's jump on with him. The other Ferrari. So a lot of people out on the mediums their first stint out, which makes sense. You want to get used to the track, use the slower tyre, not burn up your set of softs. Because obviously, for those who qualify in the top 10, you have to start on the compound in which you qualified on. So it's strategy always comes into it. You don't want to have absolutely shot tyres when you start the race because that's going to help nobody. As a bunch of new times come in. Hero now the fastest lap on track at 124.9 on the soft. See Pondon 126.9 there from the Aston Martin. Smitty with a 126.0 as Sandeezy starts his flying lap. We'll see if he can improve over his teammate at all. Oh geez, that's a big mess of turn 2. Didn't invalidate the lap, so it is a valid lap, but that would have cost him many tenths at least.
And there he goes. Looks like he's actually invalidated as well, going through.
There we go.
End of sector 1, sector 2. So that's it for the Ferrari driver. Noticing Simdogger seems to have a fair bit of desync at the moment. He was teleporting all over the shop just a minute ago, so hopefully he can get that sorted.
Unfortunate there for the Ferrari driver, but luckily he's still got quite a long time to go. Not that I can tell you, because apparently we have a yellow flag in sector 3 and it completely covers up the timing screen. So anyway, as soon as that disappears, I'll be able to let you know how much time we have left in this qualifying session. I can see that Captain of Gold driving for McLaren. I believe he's subbing. He would be subbing for Pacey? No, he's subbing for...
No, be for Flyboy.
Flyboy, thank you. Pacey up there in 5th with a 125.9. All right, let's see how we go. So one of only 3 drivers yet to set a time. 11 minutes 40 on that clock. It's interesting. I'm just hearing the sounds here of the gearbox struggling. I wonder if that's just that's a multiplayer issue and not actually the car dying.
It is Renault powered.
Yeah, well. Is it still Renault powered?
Oh, you're on the McLaren. I'm the other one.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure McLaren has a Mercedes engine.
I was on board with Geordie. I wonder.
That's all good. So Captain of Gold now coming through sector 2. For anyone wondering why there seems to always be a perpetual yellow flag in sector 3, obviously when the guys are coming around turn 14 and 15, they're slowing down to make sure that they have enough time between them and the driver ahead. And when they do that slowdown, the game registers it as other than normal. And so
we go 10 minutes 45.
Mm-hmm. As Captain coming around into sector 3. Now down the previous straight. And there you go. Tier 1 strats using all of the sand as you come around turn 15 into the DRS zone. 122 on the board so far. It looks like it'll be a decent time. All the way up into P3. A 125.223 from the substitute driver. That's going to put good position there for McLaren. But of course 10 minutes still to go, so plenty of runs in it. All right, so a bunch of cars out on their outlaps. Let's see. Let's go on with Tennis from Aston Martin. So, fastest of the two so far with a 126.3. It's put him in 12th position. His teammate Pondon with a 126.9. Time to beat a 124.9 from Hero in the Red Bull, whose teammate Potsy has done a 126.1, currently in 10th place.
So only driver we've got at the moment who's set a time on the mediums is Mikau down in P8. It's just switched over to the softs now, so he should be coming out to set a quick time in a moment.
Zartanov makes his way through that up into the final sector. So the two, if I remember correct, so the two-stop strategy is the fastest strategy around this track because we have 29 laps for a 50% race.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that soft medium is about as quick as a soft hard. If you're able to start on the mediums, medium hard is a quick strategy as well. So let's expect to see a bit of a mix between the 1 and 2 stops because they are very similar.
Okay,
just if you can start on the medium.
Yeah, Seb in the chat, they're saying the one stop is fastest from soft to hard. But if you do that, you obviously got to maximise that first stint because the hard tyre, performance-wise around here, I don't think is favourable. Obviously,
yep.
You have more tread, which is, or more wear to play with, which is fine, as compared to going slow there on the right.
Yeah, the softs can last quite a while. They tend to fall off about lap 10, so you can go to the end from there on the hard tyre. It just depends as well where the safety car plays a factor or not.
Lights there telling us the hard tyre was terrific to drive after 2 laps. All right, so once you push through that early.
Yeah, they come out very cold when you exit the pits. Oh, as we see here, nearly losing at the final corner. He's going to improve his time. Oh, 7,000 slower. The still holds provisional pole.
Tannis now going through turn 13. What kind of improvement can we see here from the Aston Martin as Potsy puts himself in second place there with a 125.0. Here's the DRS. And he'll cross with a 125.1. So that's an improvement of 1.1 seconds, and that'll shoot him up to 4th position. So well done there from the Aston Martin. As we've got a bunch of drivers now on their hot laps. Well, let's jump on with Geordie, who's just coming through Sector 2 now into Sector 3. Currently sitting in the 125.2.
He invalidated here on his last run. Keeps within the track limits this time. So purple in the second sector as well. This could be a very good time from the Alpine.
Here we go, out of the final corner into DRS. Oh!
Ooh,
it's the fastest time so far. 124.8 there for the Alpine.
Keeping my eye on Mikau as well, who's on a flyer. Just come out of Sector 2. He's a second up on his time. It's FIBA, 24.667, provisional pole.
It's starting to heat up now. 5 minutes and 57 seconds left in that time for the session. And that's when you're going to see all of these guys come out and punch out their fastest laps in the hopes of, well, starting the race on pole, or if not, at least in the top 10. So FIBA leads them right now. Mikau, he's starting on his lap now, right? He was just on an out lap?
No, he just finished. So he did a 124.893, so he's just 600ths of a second behind Geordie. There's a little bit more in the tank there as well. He didn't look 100% committed on that soft run, so I reckon he's got one more quick lap to come before the end of the session.
All right, so we'll jump on board with his teammate. Oh, the Mercedes going way off track to get out of the way. So Panda currently on an out lap as he makes his way through Sector 2. Slowest time on the board of 126.9 as combined YouTuber is on his out lap, so he'll be looking to improve on that. Who do you expect to be taking this top spot? Not sure. It's a quick time by Fever. I feel like Hero can probably knock out something close. Anyway,
Yeah,
time will tell.
Hero made a little mistake on his last run as well, so he's definitely got a few more tenths in there as well. They do have the tyres, but I think that's going to be... Or it might be all of their soft tyres that they've got for their allocation.
All right,
Chat seems Fever by the looks of it.
All right, so Fever will go pole. We'll see what happens as Panda now starts his lap. So his teammate, 124.8, currently third on the board. Let's see what Panda can scrub out here. Up into turn 4. It's one of those things you have to be very, very careful on the throttle. Otherwise, it will spin you. I've said it multiple times in previous seasons, but the amount of torque that these cars create, which is required to haul these heavy tyres, but yeah, too much. If you put the application way too quick, you will spin, and that's not good for anybody, especially when the wear gets low. So it's one of those things where you really have to have precise throttle movements to maximise your lap times. And make his way into sector 3, and he's beating his time by 2/10.
Good enough to get him into the 24s. See how he finishes off the lap.
Sliding there into the apex, but nevertheless into the DRS zone, and he'll cross the line. It's in the 124s, and it's just behind his teammate there with a 124.908. So as it stands, second row of the grid belongs to the AlphaTauri crew. There's a bunch of drivers in the pits. Big Al just started his outlap. Currently sitting 6th here for the Mercedes driver, teammate T-Mac, down in 15th with a 125.5. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on that clock. Now, do we still have that error where there's actually like a minute play time for the spectators?
No, so once everyone retires after the timer runs out, then it will be the end of the session.
Okay, no worries.
So yeah, so it's when the as long as the driver hosts, we don't get that weird desync between the spectator time and race time.
Yeah, perfect. So that actually means that yes, we do have a minute and 50.
Combined is got held up by this Ferrari of Simdogger there, turn 11 and 12.
Yeah, see,
I think he was impeded then.
Yeah, see, this is the issue when you start to get to the end of the session where everyone's on track, everyone wants to try and get a faster time, and you have to be careful because right now it's only registering that Baitmate and Combined are actually on laps. Everyone else is on an outlap, so can you really impede someone on an outlap?
Combined just set a time, and he improved by a couple of tenths, but I reckon there was probably another half a second in that. He may have missed out on a top 10 quali then.
That might be something for race control to have a look at afterwards, as we see the yellow flag icon. Combined YouTuber just parking off to the side, making sure he doesn't impede anyone. So Big Al on a flying lap into the second DRS zone as we punch through. 125.047 his current time. He'll be looking to improve that, but by how much is the question. We'll keep an eye on this first sector as he crosses the line there, and it's down. He's actually down by 600ths, sorry. So right now he is slower, but he still has 2 sectors to go. So he might be able to find some time out there as Panda retires, so he will be happy with his 124.9. I have a feeling that that's not going to hold. Now as he moves into the third sector, what will the time tell us? He is up, but only by so much. So right now he would be running neutral.
Geordie just came across the line, couldn't improve.
And Big Al will cross the line. With a 124.8, so he improves by 2 tenths, sorry.
Chow. 24.60 away goes provisional pole.
Beautiful. So Mikau beats Feber's time there with a 124.60. Having said that, Feber is on a lap, but judging by his Sector 2 time, Sector 1 time, sorry, he was down. So let's have a look. He'll cross the line here. He was now up on his time. So there's 6. Oh, then he gets a little bit sideways. Coming into turn 13, that might actually be where the time has gone. We'll see if he can improve. There's only 6,000s in it. 600s in it. I always get the times wrong. Oh.
Kira just went P3 as well. 24.791.
Oh, you are kidding.
Geordie's up on his time as well by 0.5 tenth. He's currently got an equal time with Potsy for P5.
So it comes down to this. It's he's the only car left to set a time. Mikau with a 124.6 at the front on provisional pole. Feber with a 124.61. Hero came across with a 124.7. Geordie will set a time that I don't know because the game decided he's third. Okay,
I think so.
Thanks, Codemasters. Might be pertinent to know. Yes, there we go. Third, a 124.747. So Mikau will take provisional pole. Well, he'll take pole for that matter. He'll take pole for the start of the race. Feber with 0.004 was the gap there. And that was lost in turn 13. He came around turn 13, got a little bit loose on that front end. You could see the wobble, and that's where that time went. So that would have been a great lap, but unfortunately, it just cracked a little bit, and yeah, that's nuts.
Absolutely, and 1 second covers first to 18th. That's how tight this grid is, and it's not a short lap either. That's a minute 25. Only a second separates the whole grid.
So that is a fantastic qualifying session, and hopefully a little glimpse into what we'll see in the upcoming race. It looks like Seb's telling us that people were doing 24.9s. So more time was found. And that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see these guys. Tier 1, you want to see these guys absolutely pushing everything out of the car. But qualifying is only one part of the entire equation. Now we've got the race. And strategy is king. You can be fast, but if you don't have a good race strategy, that might not get you across the line.
Yeah, so everyone in the top 10 having to start on the soft tyre. So they'll be locked into that possibly one-stop strategy, soft to hard, maybe going soft, medium, medium if they're feeling adventurous, but it's just to see what everyone outside the top 10 decides to do with that free choice.
Just wait here for everyone to load in. Do we still have the desync issue with the lights? Is that still a thing?
No, so again, that was just because of spectator host. So yeah, should be all good. Should be all good.
Excellent. So you can see the clock there. We will start in about 20 seconds time. And then we can get Season 7 underway. Race 1 here at Bahrain. Hopefully we don't have T1 carnage. It'd be nice if we, can avoid a Hungary situation. Bottas, I'm looking at you.
Be nice if we didn't have a Verstappen-Hamilton problem as well. That'd be nice.
All right, so of course a formation lap to start this race. Last chance for these guys to get some warmth in their tyres. As Mikau leads the pack with his pole setting time. So Mikau, Feber, Geordie, Hero, Big Al, Potsy, Panda, Sandeezy, Trin and Sid make up your top 10. And Pondon didn't have a great qualifying there. He'll start at the back. Hopefully he can climb up some positions here. So as you said, Gus, top 10, all starting on the softs. We have the McLaren, both McLarens. Batemate there in the Haas. Combined, Simdogger and Smitty deciding to start on mediums from the bottom half of the grid. So they'll be looking for the extended first stint. So the tyres, softs last on 50% is 10 laps?
They can be pushed to about 14, but 10 laps is about where they start to drop off.
Yeah, because you don't want to stay on them too long because you
Yeah,
just bleed
exactly.
time. Yeah.
Expect for the one stop they'd be in around lap 9 or 10 if they're on fresh softs. Used softs might be around lap 8, but really depends on how well they're managing those tyres. I don't want to push them too hard too early.
Here we go. Turn 14 and 15. How it's considered a turn, I don't know. That's as much of a turn as, what is it, turn 2 in Austria?
You mean the one at the top of the hill, yeah?
Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh, there is no other corner.
There is no other corner. No. Whoever was making the track sort of just didn't get a straight line, and they're like, well, it's a turn now. All right, so here we go. Back on the grid. Just wondering, does the camera switch over? Because that's going to be a very interesting camera angle if that's how we start the race.
You can see the lights there in the top left.
Here we go. All right, as the lights count down and we get this race underway, the lights are out and everyone is away. Predict the pit stop strategy from AWS. As Mikhail gets a decent start, but Fieber is fighting him down on this inside line, and so far so good. But Fieber manages to squeeze past and will take the lead of this race here on lap 1. Oh, the Ferrari sideways there from Sandisi. As they go up towards turn 4, the Red Bull gets pushed off the track, but I see no damage anywhere. That's a successful turn 1.
There's a little bit of contact at the back of the group between Ponton and the Ferrari of Simdogger. It looked like a little bit of banging tyres as well, and one of the Haas's, I think it was Smitty, was forced off the track, but it looked like everyone kept their wings intact.
Excellent start. As you can see, the intervals, the race is well and truly on as Potty and Captain seem to be trading places. We'll jump on board with Trin, who's down in 10th position. As you can see, right in the middle of the carnage. They're good moving down to turn 10. But he decides... Oh, he just goes to go in the middle. Tries to squeeze into this apex. It's going to be a little bit of touch there, but no damage. Now it's a drag race down. The Red Bull and the McLaren here trading places as the Aston Martin is held up behind. The Martanis is trying to look for a space. You can see Captain had to pull up. Oof, almost gets pushed off track. As we're close to completing lap 1. And Baitmate lost out harder than anyone there. 4 seconds behind Simdogger at the back.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of connection.
Oh!
Disconnected.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's Smitty, is it?
No, that was Sid.
Sid in the Alfa Romeo, he's lost a fair chunk of his wing as well. Luckily, he's able to come into the pits now.
All right, let's have a look at that again.
We have a safety car, I believe. Virtual safety car.
So here's what happened here. We're on board without Tanis. We go out. You can see Sid just goes straight back into the Aston Martin and flies stage right. That was interesting. He's done a Bottas. Yeah, he's done a Bottas. He's gone straight into the back.
Yeah, he's just missed his braking point by the looks of it. He got caught out by the concertina effect, and he's just nearly collected. He did well to avoid hitting the... Oh, he did actually hit the Alfa Romeo, so I hope he hasn't got any diffuser or rear wing damage from that.
Okay, so the Aston Martin, I don't think... You can get tail damage, but I don't think it's that serious. I think you can actually take a shot in the back.
I've done it before, and I've DNF'd from getting completely hit in the rear. So
okay. Well, okay, never mind.
Yeah, if your diffuser takes too much damage, that's it. Race over, so...
Okay, well, that might be a problem for Artanis, and we'll have to watch that. He got hit pretty hard, and you obviously don't want to get unstable there with that rear wing, as DRS is now enabled. The VSC has turned off. We are on lap 3 as we get back into this race. Sandisi dropping. There's a massive crash again! What is going on? The Rolex sign!
McLaren Captain of Gold has lost his entire front wing. Sandisi and Pondon going side by side as they're trying to go around him at turn 12. Still yellow flags. We've got an Alpine and an AlphaTauri off the track. Panda is DNF'd. He's into the wall. And it looks like it was actually the Williams of Hero. So it looks like Hero and Panda have come together there. The Williams is missing his front wing as well. And 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits for the Williams.
No time to see anything. The VSC ended, and already we had a massive carnage. We'll try and go
Aston
back.
Martin's got damage as well. Artanis is coming to the pits, so has Captain of Gold and Hero, all with wing damage. Looks like Pacey had some damage as well, potentially. Or has he gone through fine? I think he's just got lucky from that one. He was just behind that shambles through turn 11 and 12.
All right. We don't have a good shot as, unfortunately, we were on board with Artanis when the race restarted. But you can see that Sandesi around, everyone gets hit. The McLaren loses its wing, the Ferrari loses its wing, the poor Rolex sign loses its
T-Mac and
light.
Pacey have gone around. T-Mac and Pacey have gone around in Sector 2. They've just come through turns 6 and 7. It looked like T-Mac lost it on his own, and Pacey, trying to avoid a collision, has spun as well.
I don't see any damage.
Dropped down. No damage, no contact between them, but they had a good spin. Their tyres are going to be cooked. They're down at 13th and 14th now.
Yeah, so no damage there between those two, so at least there's that. But they have dropped down. Batemate now 28 seconds. He was last. He's now 15th. So at least it works out for one driver.
Another yellow flag. Smitty has gone off at turn 12.
As you can see, the Haas
and
there just on the left.
The Ferrari is pointed the wrong way.
Hold on a minute. T-Mac just disappeared.
Whoa, something happened to Sandesi. He's DNF'd at turn 13. We have another virtual safety car.
I cannot keep track with the amount of things that are happening right now. So we have had, that's 2 virtual safety cars now.
That was Smitty and Sandesi coming together at turn 12 and 13. The Ferrari completely out of it. Smitty looks like he's okay. He was off the track, so I wonder if he took avoiding action. As DRS is enabled, the VSC has ended. But yeah, we now have 2 cars out of the race, and it's only lap 4.
I'm not actually sure what to say about that start, but what I will say is Pondon is now 9th. He started this race.
Mega start from the Aston Martin. Must be in Vettel's car.
Let's have a look here at the position change. So Pondon has changed 11 positions, while Hero, who is currently 18th, 14 positions lost. That's rough. And it's lap 4. We have 29 laps in this race. So penalties dealt to 2 people so far, which is Hero and Sid. Hero has 10 seconds. That's rough.
Looks like Feber's gone off. Feber's gone off at turn 12, so it's the Mercedes a big out. Oh, what is happening in this race? All of the contenders, apart from Mikau and Geordie, have been caught up in something as my game crashes.
My game crashed as well. Interesting. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you, Codemasters.
That's interesting. So we're going to have to... sorry about that, guys. It's a very interesting development, but it does not surprise me either. Oh, God. Of course, we'd both crash out at the same time.
I know.
Like, you know what I mean? Just can't even get running radio.
Oh.
2 secs, Ted. We're just going to fix this issue. All right.
Now's probably the time that we cut to a replay of Lance Stroll cutting a corner.
Oh, actually, I can do that. Hold on. Replay. And there we go. The Aston Martin there of Artanis. There we go. Cosplaying, as it were. Beautiful. I still don't actually understand what happened with that incident, because we're on board. We're watching everyone.
The Ferrari was way out. He was way out at that corner there at turn 11, and it looks like he's rejoined Dangerous. Maybe he's lost it out on the marbles, and he's just come back onto the track. Now let's see if I can get into the race.
It's a very interesting one, but okay, let's go back to the actual race. If it decides to pick up, which it should, there we go. All right. Apologies for that. Not sure why the game crashed, but it did. So we're back. Lap 5 of 29. Mikau is leading this race. Unfortunately, we won't have time data until everyone makes their way across the line. So we have 2 DNFs right now. 3 people with penalties. Let's try and jump on board here with Geordie, who is 0.3 behind the leader so far. I've got a Sector 3 yellow flag. There is a Mercedes off the track, and it's T-Mac. And T-Mac is out of the race.
So it looks like he's lost the rear on the exit curb, and he's speared off into the inside wall. And that's him out of the race.
And that's a safety car. That is a full-blown safety car, which will be coming out of the pits now. So lap 6 of 29, there's been 2 VSCs and a safety car. Jesus, Bahrain. You never fail to deliver.
At lap 6, I'd expect a lot of the soft runners to peel off now. They may be switching to a 2-stop here. The hards will last to the end from this point, but it's going to be a bit touch and go.
I'm just gonna mention a shout out there. So Lurkin Gherkin in the chat. T Mac needs a T truck. That's lame and I love it. Alrighty. So Mick comfortably in the lead. Now, as you said, with a safety car, lap 6, guys will probably consider pitting. But obviously not the stint that they would want on the soft. So they
just
might
on board
change.
with Mick now, who's about to come to the final corner. We do see one of the Williams in the pits. It's Batemate. I'm not sure if he's rejoined. Someone in the chat saying, where did the sound go? Not sure if there's any issue with the stream, Kunai.
Actually,
Mick does pit. So Mickow's coming in. So is Geordie. We'll keep an eye and see what tyres they jump onto. Looks like everyone's following in. Looks like the Red Bulls are double stacking. So Potsy and Trin doing the double stack. Looks like it's the hard tyre for Mickow. Geordie jumping onto the hard tyre as well. Potsy on hards. And we see Trin getting held up in the pit lane, waiting for his crew. And there he goes. Another set of hard tyres for him. Big Al as well. Looks like everyone's jumping onto the hard tyre. Pondon currently in P7. Great work from him.
So it looks like our crashing might have actually affected the entire server because T-Mac's saying his game also froze.
I think there were some issues before that. SimDog has been laggy for me since qualifying. We did also have Batemate leave the session on lap 1, so I think there
has he
were
been
some
AI
issues
for that?
I'm not sure if he's still AI. Didn't see him come back in, but I did flick him an invite. He looks like he's offline though, so oh no, multiplayer Bahrain. I think he's back in. So it could just be the rejoining that's caused a bit of an issue, but we'll see what happens. Typically, though, if the game's freezing, that's a client-side issue rather than a server-side problem. Desync's generally the server-side stuff.
Because we also had that issue where T-Mac was ahead of... I'm just trying to think who it was. And then when we saw that Smitty was off track, T-Mac disappeared and ended up behind that car. So I'm just wondering if, there might be some desync issues. Yeah, that was from people leaving. Okay, so...
Yeah.
It's good to see that we're, 2021, we're in... I don't even remember what release. When did they start? They started 2011 was the Codemaster series.
Thereabouts, yeah.
And, we've still got these issues, so that's great. But anyway, at least the safety car's working. Touch wood. So, combined YouTuber at the lead of this race, he did not pit. He stayed on the mediums, because why would you? To be honest, that's the longest in tire. Mick Geordie, Potty, Wahid, Trin, Big Al, Pondon, and Simdogger all came into the pits. Pacey as well. Pacey switched over to the medium tire, though. As Feber and Batemate also did the same.
Aussie Bogan in the chat, Hards won't make it from here. They will. It will feel like you're driving on ice at the end of the race, but they will last to the end of the race from here. But I'd expect there to be another safety car at some point. We've seen quite a few. This is one of those races, I think, where just everything's going to happen.
All right, so we'll have at least one more lap under safety car. As Batemate looks to rejoin the field. He's got some driving to do, that's for sure. Just went into Sector 3 now. So we started with 20. Currently have 17 drivers. 3 with penalties. I'll just have a look because they've come into the pits. I don't know if you can't serve those during a safety car, I believe. So we'll have a look. So Hero has 10 seconds of penalty. Smitty will have 3 and Sid has 3 as well. These guys will have to try and keep the temperature in those tyres. You don't really want to restart with cold tyres, especially going down to that turn 1, because you'll have increased chances of lockups because you won't have the grip there, and as you're coming around turn 1, too much throttle application and you end up in the wall, or you'll end up like the Ferrari of Sandisi and just act as a roadblock.
Yeah, or you'll throw away a potential race win, as some members of this commentary team may recall. But shout out Combined, currently leading the race. That's solid effort by him. Obviously, he's a bit out of sync with the race leaders behind him, who are on the hard tyres, but Great little effort by him after he was impeded in qualifying.
All right, so we'll get a message soon as to whether or not this safety car will come in, and it will. Race control confirmed. Safety car in this lap. So it will be up to Combined to start this race. He will be the one that has to pull the trigger.
Yeah, interestingly, Pacey on the medium tyre down in P10. Jacob just saying, just keep an eye on him, especially at the end of the race, as Seb points out. Here we go.
Here we go. So you Combined will cross the line and start off this race. Behind him is Mikau. Geordie, as you see Potty weaving back, trying to see if there's any sign of an attack. Oh, it's Wahid goes up on that outside line as well. Actually, Mikau might have a better run up here. So DRS will be disabled for a lap until it comes back. Let's have a look. Oh, and T-Mac has officially left the session there. One of the DNF'd cars. And Mikau makes it in front. So and Geordie managed to get past too. So Combined could not hold them at bay.
The Haas is at the back, swapping positions. Batemate up to 16th. And notice as well that Artanis and Sid have swapped positions, 12 and 13.
So Sid has dropped down considerably. He just lost to Hero as well.
Yeah, good dive by Hero on the inside of the hairpin. Oh, and Fever making some roads. Oh, and the Alfa Romeo of Sid has spun, completely blocked Batemate, and Smitty goes past as well.
Have a look at Artanis here, who's got Fever right on that inside. He's going to try and cut up on the inside. Whoa, the tyres touch, and Fever manages to make it past with no damage. Oh, Hero might actually try the same. Here we go, down this back straight. Artanis is the proverbial cream in a Williams sandwich. Oh, as he gets sideways, but he manages to catch it.
Pacey up to P9 now, got past Pondon.
I think we might see a dive here from one of the McLarens. He'll go up on the inside of Pondon. Will he make it stick, though? You can see here on board with Fever as Artanis is holding off Hero.
Oh, Pondon's gone around. Pondon's out. He's...
Oh.
Where did he go? He's crashed out where Mazepin went out in real life, by the looks of it. I'm not sure if he spun off the exit curb, but Pondon, after such a great start to the race, is now out, and we're down to 16 cars.
Oh, okay. I didn't even... Okay, so he just came out of turn 4. Oh, sorry, turn 3. And the car stopped on the side, and there's no way for me to check if there's any serious damage or not, but...
Got collected by the McLaren, according to LJAM in the chat.
Oh, wow, okay. Jesus,
Captain Gold, I think, was battling with them there. As you see, Baymate's getting past Sid down at turn 11.
Have a look here from Pacey's point of view. As Simdogger goes around the outside of the Mercedes. Oh, Big Al lost it completely there. Had to go off track, losing a ton of positions. And now Pacey's going to try and attack this Ferrari. Thank you for the follow. As Geordie sets the fastest time here on the hard tyre, 1:28.8. Here comes the ERS.
Big Al has peeled off into the pit, so I think he's picked up some damage from that contact at turn 12 and 13.
Yeah, he tried to make the corner, hit the tyres, like he hit the brakes and just didn't stick. He shot himself to the left, went way off course. Luckily he didn't spin, so didn't lose too much time, but just having a look at these battles on track. You're watching the closest one so far. Pacey trying to go for 7th with Wahid Simdogger right behind them as well. So Wahid doing his best to block off the attack. Oh, hit the brakes! Oh, geez, goes right into the back of that McLaren, but no damage from what I can see. As DRS is now re-enabled.
Yellow flag. Looks like Smitty has gone around at turn 11.
Usually it's the next turn that people do that.
Yeah, I think he's just drifted a little bit wide on those cold, hard tyres, and just the car did not want to stick.
Pacey on the medium tyre, Simdogger on the hard. Pacey's going to look to try and get... He'll have the DRS on Wahid. He'll get past. I think the Ferrari might do it as well, so he'll get overtaken on both sides. As they go into the corner, Wahid still trying to hold this inside line, but it's not going to work as the Ferrari gets past with no problem. Feber might be in a position here as he overtakes Wahid. Captain Gold as well. Wahid losing a ton of positions here. Artanis might even squeeze by. This is not good for the... for Wahid. Oh, as he cuts back. That is a crazy rejoin on the track.
Behind. Oh, that is absolutely insane.
That is a crazy rejoin onto the track. Into turn 10. Everybody's favourite lock-up corner. Now we go down this back straight. So Feber way out on the left. Ahead of Captain, Batemate and Hero.
Batemate up to P11 after that safety car restart. Those fresh soft tyres really helping him get some track position back.
This is going to be an absolute melee once they hit that main straight. The DRS train will be quite strong.
Sid making a move on Wahid now. I think the Alpine may have some wing damage perhaps. No, stays out.
Here we go, Artanis. Unfortunately, the one that's about to get pounced. They'll look to go up on the inside. Hard under braking, and Feber will make it stick. And he'll get ahead. Captain of Gold now looking to try and pounce here through the next DRS section. Is he going to be brave enough into turn 4? I don't think so. Not the smartest move. And he does back out, but it looks like Artanis can't make it stick around.
Oh, we've got a Williams off. A Williams has gone off. Hero is in the wall. He's not retired, but he's got some serious wing damage. Looks like he either got some contact or he lost it on the exit curb, and he's speared off into the wall now, down in 14th, and he's going very slowly. So
he's got
I wouldn't be surprised if Big Al catches him.
He's got no front wing, absolutely no front wing. He's lost it. That car's going to be an absolute. It's going to be just absolutely crap to drive. That was a good battle happening until that point, but unfortunately I'm not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, he copped that damage and he'll be out. He'll definitely have to come into the pits there. So lap 14 as Mikau starts it at the lead of this race. Geordie 0.2 behind him, Potsy 0.4 behind him. As this little crowd crosses the start-finish line. I don't really see a move available. Batemate might look to go on this inside, but it's a bit too far out to make it stick. So into turn 2, 3, and into the next DRS section. He'll probably get Artanis here with those softs. Yeah, definitely going to make that work. Down on the inside of turn 4, and the Haas gains a position again. As Big Al sets the fastest time now, 1:28.0. So Batemate's going to have to come in again. Just thinking these guys on the hards can make it to the end. The mediums will probably have to come in. So we'll see how many places Batemate can actually gain before he has to come in again.
Nice little battle brewing for the lead of the race. We've got Mikau, Geordie and Potsy separated by 1 second across that top 3.
Oh, it's Captain of Gold picks up a 3-second time penalty there. That's going to hurt him at the end of this race. Here we are on the main straight. Geordie following Mikau as he tries to serpentine his way across the main straight, which is legal, of course, provided you're not in the braking zone. Mikau doing well to keep the lead of this race, but Geordie is not letting up, neither is Potsy. All on the same wear, 7 laps on their hard tyre. They've created a little pocket of racing here because Trin, Potsy's teammate, is 5.3 seconds behind. So it really is first, second, and third, and then everybody else. And unfortunately, Big Al Hero and Smitty all caught up in their own little... Actually, there might be a chance Smitty gets lapped here.
Yeah, Smitty just came out of the pits again, so I'm not sure if he had cooked his tyres or picked up some more wing damage, but yeah, he's dropped off the back of Hero, who pit just in front of him as well.
So Geordie coming into turn 15 now with 0.3, so he'll have DRS. Let's see if he can actually catch Mikau. He's got no ERS, he's burnt it all. Mikau was in the same boat. Potsy actually has a lot in reserve in comparison, 40% there in the battery. So Mikau and Geordie are fighting proper fighting for these positions. And Potsy's sort of just waiting to see how that comes together. He might even be able to take both.
Yeah, Combined still hasn't picked yet. He's been on those medium tyres for 15 laps. Is he trying to make a one-stop work with the soft medium? With all the safety cars, I wonder if he's just trying to stretch them out a little bit more.
As you say that, Pacey gets the overtake.
I mean, those tyres are going to be dead, but maybe that's his plan. Come back at them on the softs at the end.
All right, so I might jinx it here. I did jinx it. I didn't even say it, and I jinxed it. As Smitty, I believe, is out on sector 2.
So he's still in the race, but he's had a bit of a spin again at turn 11.
So the leaders will catch up to him now. Hopefully, not too much of a impede for it. There's a couple of battles brewing here. I'm trying to keep an eye on all of them. We had another follow. Thank you very much. Here we go. Can Geordie catch him? Absolutely no ERS. Mikau in the same boat, but I think it's going to be enough. He'll go up on the left side as Geordie under braking. Mikau's going to try and hold off this inside line. It's working so far. He's just going to make it around the next bend. Mikau stays in the lead of this race. Geordie will now reset. And he doesn't have DRS. That worked out best. And here comes Potsy now on the outside of turn 4. Wow, that I didn't even think of that. That's actually really smart by Mikau. So Mikau probably actually let him past on the main straight. So as they got to the detection zone, he would have the DRS available. Kept the inside line, managed to stay ahead, and had DRS. Everyone's playing 3D chess. Mikau's playing 5D chess. And then Potsy managed to jump Geordie as well. So Geordie's lost out twice.
That's a strategy of a defending World Drivers champion. So kudos to Mikau right there.
All right, let's...
While that happened, Combined and Baitmate both pit. Combined onto the hard tyre, Baitmate onto used mediums. A bit of jostling happening in the midfield as well. Captain of Gold and Simdog are side by side.
So we'll jump back there as Simdog are just getting overtaken by the McLaren. Artanis in a good position for a jump as well, as we have a Sector 3 yellow flag, and I can see it's Smitty. And he's just not having a good race. He's still in it. So that's something. Oh, we have a VSC.
VSC
oh,
has been triggered.
We've
got a red ball off. That's Hero off in Sector 2.
Yep.
He's missing his front wing. He's had another big spin and lost his entire front wing again. So we see Pacey's peeled off into the pits now. So has Artanis, Wahid, Sid. And this is exactly what they wanted. Pacey onto the hard tyre as well. Sid and Artanis onto the mediums.
Alright, so of course the difference between a virtual safety car and an actual safety car is, well, one, it's virtual. And also, there are mini sectors around the track in which you have to stay under a particular time. So, it's not as slow as a safety car, but you still do have to keep under a particular delta, otherwise you will be given a penalty.
Pacey started on the soft tyre, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, well, I think it must have been a mistake in the pits because he's come out on hard tyres. He could have gone mediums to the end, or maybe even softs if he could stretch them a bit, but I feel like he's come out of the pits on fresh hard tyres, but he's got Artanis and Sid behind him on fresh mediums.
Oh, Smitty gets a drive-through penalty. And this is what I was talking about with that delta. You have to stay under it. Otherwise, you will be given a penalty, which he got. He got a drive-through penalty for speeding. So not only is Smitty, and you can see him off to the left there, not only is he at the end of this race, but now he's just been given a drive-through penalty, which is just going to worsen the amount of time. So for him, it's just basically about finishing the race. And it's a shame. Smitty's got a lot of pace. He's a very good driver, but just can't seem to make it work in race 1. So hopefully he'll be able to bring it back over the course of the season as captain in the McLaren with the DRS. Very easily on the outside of FIBA. Down towards turn 2. Now just don't look up. Up into 5th there. So we had, let's see, 6 drivers, I believe. Pacey, Artana, Sid, combined, Wahid and Hero all come in. Now, Hero had to come in. Obviously, he lost his front wing. But everyone else came in under that VSC. As Mikau still leads this race, we have 10 laps to go, 19 to 29. And Mikau was in the lead by 0.5. Having a look at these intervals, they have blown out a bit. Baitmate actually getting a really good long up on combined YouTuber. Woo! I wonder if I can actually get that on a replay. As we have Sector 2, I think that might be Smitty again. And it is. He is having a very rough time with this as his teammate crosses. Let's just see if I got that on replay. Not sure if I got a proper angle, but we'll see. So I switch over. You'll see, you should be able to see Baitmate just snap straight across. Have a look at that. Right on the inside of turn 4. That's what you want to see. Not something you'd expect from a Haas, but... Oh, as Mikau's gone into second. Hold up.
Yeah, looks like he's let Potsy go through again. He's going to try the same thing again. He's lining up the Red Bull on the next DRS straight. And here we go. He's got him on the run into turn 4. And Mikau gets it done. And we've got a full safety car again because we've lost Smitty. He's gone off at turn 11 and he's DNF'd. And that has brought out the full safety car.
Oh, safety car. 9 laps to the end of this race.
Mikau got it done. He is in the lead of the race under this safety car.
Do people come in for soft?
Combined and Big Al both pitting now. We've got 9 laps to go. Definitely softs will get you to the end. If you are, the right side of the pit lane, you want to come in for softs. Chat
spamming box. Pit confirmed. So, but do they give?
Stay out lights.
Did they give the lead? Well, we'll have a look. So obviously Mikau in the lead of this race. We'll see if he pulls the trigger and comes in. If he does, I would assume Potsy and Geordie follow him in. Trin might even come in as well because I don't think you're going to be able to maintain a lead on hard tyres.
So currently Pacey is 32 seconds behind Mikau on those fresh hard tyres. I can't see him coming into the pits again. He'll sacrifice too much track position. Well, I'll jump on board, see where he is. He's currently in the third DRS straight, sorry.
Here we go. Do they decide to come in? Or do they stay out? They're looking like they're coming in. They're all coming in. Don't speed, boys. Hit that line. Successful from all of them. Okay. So Mikau, Potsy, and Geordie, the top 3 in this race, all come in.
I reckon Pacey's going to be behind them even if he doesn't pit.
Are the pit times the same?
Roughly. You still get a bit of variation if you've got manual clutch.
All right. I thought Potsy might actually get him there, but he didn't.
Here comes Pacey around the final corner. Let's see if he comes in.
So FIBA, Trin, Simdog, and Captain of Gold all coming into the pits as well.
Pacey pits. It was a very late call, but he's pit, and Artanis has stayed out on the fresh medium, so has Sid. Baitmate coming into the pits.
Right, well here
and Baitmate speeding in the pits.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. 2.8 to 2.2 is normally the pit time. Okay, so that's enough to get an early release. 0.6. All right, let's have a look. Let's reset. Lap 21 of 29. We are now officially behind the safety car, the CrowdStrike safety car. Mikau leading the race. Potsy, Geordie behind, all on fresh rubber. So they're going to have pure pace to the end of this race. Tanis decided to stay out. He only had 2 laps of wear on those medium tyres. It's probably a good idea, but we'll see because behind him, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on fresh softs. Sid also decided to stay out on those 2 lap bolts. Do they have the Aston Martin or just the Merc? As far as I'm aware, both models are in the game, but I believe only the Mercedes comes out.
Yeah, I've only seen the Mercedes.
So, I don't know. It's new. It's in its infancy. They can patch stuff in. We'll see.
So interestingly, Hero is still on the lead lap. So he's way down in 15th, but he is about a minute behind the race leader. So he will be able to fight for position once the safety car period comes to an end.
He's got a whopping 13 seconds of penalties, though.
That will hurt. Batemate currently sitting on 8. Captain of Golden sit on 6 and Fever on 3. So yeah, that's definitely not going to help him. He may be able to appeal one of them. I think he got a 10-second penalty when he had that off at turn 12, 13. The game penalised him for gaining an advantage, but I definitely don't think there was an advantage to be gained there. So he might try and get that removed post-race.
Also, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Here we are. So there were the stops. Everyone on 2 stops. Pacey with 3 stops. Batemate with 4 stops over the course of this race. And as for position change, Hero, the biggest loser there with 11 positions dropped. Potty gaining 4. Artanis gaining 8. Simdogger with 9 positions gained from the start of that race.
So Pacey did... So he's on the soft tyre. He dropped down to P10. But he is at least going to have a bit of a fighting chance with those around him. If he'd stayed out, he still would have been around about P4, P5 with a bunch of fresh soft runners behind him.
Alright, so at least another lap of safety car, so which means these soft tyres are going to be rockets to the end. Should only be this lap. I think we'll restart after this one. I can see Hero he'll probably catch the grid now, which will be a great restart, but here's the problem with this, right? And we see it happen quite often. We're 8 laps to the end, 7 laps to the end, and these guys are going to be on a hair trigger. And this restart's going to be possibly very, very chaotic for the back half. Maybe not the front half, but I think the back half, it's going to be nuts. So we'll cycle through and keep an eye on them as they come into turn 1, but I don't know.
Well, there's not going to be any DRS for the first couple of laps as well, so it's going to help Mick defend the lead of the race. But yeah, as you say, for these midfield runners, particularly those at the back outside the points, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to go for it when they can. So hopefully they do it safely.
All right, we have confirmation there. That's actually quite early. So safety car in this lap. Race control. So Mikau in the leads combined had the first safety car restart. Mikau will have the second. You can see them all weaving back and forth, trying to keep temperature in those tyres. We'll jump on board here with Mikau. We'll wait to see when he decides to restart this race. Official rules, of course, you cannot overtake any driver until the lead driver crosses the start-finish line. And there he goes. Hits that ERS button. Goes to the inside line, crosses it, and the race is officially restarted. Lap 23 of 29. As you can see, a massive snake as they come into this first corner. Will Potty look for this inside line? He has a peek, decides not to. There goes Potty, Geordie, Artanis there in 4th. Trin, Captain of Gold, Fever, Sid, Simdogger and Pacey side by side, but Pacey makes it work, sticks it out the front. Simdogger in 10th. Big Al, Batemate combined, Wahid, and then Hero. They're in the final position. And I take it back. Turn 1, successful.
Yeah, it looked like Fever had got Sid pretty much bang on the start-finish line, so timed that to perfection. So we see the Haas of Batemate going for a big dive on the inside of Big Al, but Big Al able to keep it around the outside.
Everyone making it through okay. There you go, Trin looking for a chance on Artanis. Captain of Gold trying to just close the gap. See if he can be part of that little battle. Trin's getting pretty close. Looks for a inside on turn 14. Not going to make it. As Mikau sets the fastest time there, and of course he would. He's on fresh soft. Trin, right around the outside. Pretty easy work with DRS. The real problem is Artanis might get jumped here by Fever! As he goes up on the inside, can he make it? Oh, he does. Oh, he gets jumped by Captain of Gold as well! 3 positions lost by the Aston Martin in 2 corners. That's not what you want. He's only got 5 laps of wear on those mediums as well. I didn't think he'd get jumped so bad, but there we go. Down in the 7th place, Trin jumps up to 4th.
He and Sid are at risk of missing out on some points. There's still 5 laps remaining in this race, and they're just going backwards here.
So for the lead, as it stands still, 0.5, the gap between the top 3. Or 0.5 to each other, I should say. I'm not sure if Trin will be able to close the gap to them. Don't know if he's got that much pace, but he should be able to get a decent gap to Fever maybe. As Simdogger and Sid trade places. 9th and 10th. Big Al as well. I think Sid might be having a bit of an issue here. As he's losing positions. Oh, he gets dived by Baitmate as well, who makes it through clean, to be fair, and Combined YouTuber might have a bite of this as well.
It looks like Wahid on the back of Combined as well. Goes down the inside of the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, they're still there, but Wahid loses out. Combined stay. Alright, back on track, mate. There we go. So teammate across teammate.
And Potsy is taking the lead of the race as well. Mikau now 4/10 behind Potsy and P2.
Oh! 3 wide almost as Wahid makes it past both of the Alfa Romeos and will stay 12th. Now Combined YouTuber will be looking to try and get DRS here. Sid and himself both have it. Wahid lost out. Down into the braking zone. Oh, that's a touch and YouTube's around.
Kiro did an amazing job there to miss Combined, who's had a spin.
Ooh, but he got out of it.
Up front as well, Potsy has been able to hold off Mikau on the run into turn 4 as well. So he is in the lead of the race from Mikau and Geordie.
We'll have a quick look at that replay. So, as they were coming up, he goes on the inside, but unfortunately the tyres touch and he just couldn't get it. But I will say this. Look at that. Maintains the spin and gets back going. Unfortunately, therefore, the Alfa Romeo driver.
Mikau had a good look at Potsy going into turn 11. Decided to back out, but Potsy ran a little bit wide, so it's going to compromise him before they come around to the next DRS straight.
Let's watch this from Geordie's perspective, who is currently 0.6. He's losing out. You can see there on the battery charge 3%, as Mikau has 46 in the tank and Potsy has 27. So there's been a lot of defending happening here. Mikau will have DRS. It should be an easy overtake. There it is up on the inside. Now will Potsy do what Mikau did to everyone else? Into the detection zone now. He's got to keep this. He's got to make it stick, but Mikau's got more charge in that battery. This might be difficult here for the Red Bull. Mikau's going to block off that middle line. Oh, he's done it well. He stays ahead. And
the yellow flag, the Mercedes of Big Al has gone off. He's gone off to the Grosjean wall, and he's lost his entire front.
The Grosjean wall?
It's the quickest way to tell you where he crashed.
Everybody knows exactly where that is too. That works out. So 26 of 29. 3 laps left in this race, and Geordie has managed to catch back up to first and second. But the question is, will Mikau be able to hold them off for the win? It's always risky driving in front because the DRS is so strong there on that main straight. But of course, as we've seen a couple of times, you can manipulate that and get DRS on the second straight and take it back. So it'll be a lot of
yellow
hopping.
Flag. We've got a Haas is pointing the wrong way. Baitmate. Oh, everyone did well to avoid that. It looks like Wahid, though, has gone off. So I wonder if there's a bit of contact there between the Alpine and the Haas. But Baitmate in 13th place now. Wahid down to 14th. Combined back up to P12 now, and Sid just 1 position out of the points, just following Hero now.
Here we go, lap 27, 2 laps to go as Potsy looks to try and get an overtake on the outside. Mikau will try and hold this inside. Oh, no, sorry, he fell back in line, which means he'll have DRS on the next straight. Geordie is trying very, very hard to stick with these guys, but it doesn't look like he can. He's burning all of his ERS just to keep up as Mikau goes on the inside of turn 4. And they give each other racing room, and that's what you like to see. But Mikau has squeezed ahead. Oh, but is he going to keep this? This is a very tight set of corners to be able to fight like this. Having to back out. Mikau still ahead as Potsy tries to do the switchback here. all of this battling is working in Geordie's favour. It means he has to put less effort to keep up. The problem is the amount of ERS he expends, by the end of the lap, when you get to the main straight and you actually need it, it's just not there.
Geordie's tyres will be in a little bit better condition as well coming into the final lap. And just over a lap's time, so he's going to be in a very good position if he can just save that ERS.
So Mikau with 36%, Potsy with 19%. More reserves there for the AlphaTauri. But will he be able to stay ahead as they come down onto the main straight? So Mikau breaks the toe. Potsy won't necessarily need it. It's Geordie there again. Here comes the DRS. He doesn't use the overtake button though. So he's staying behind. He's playing the patient game. He knows there's still a lap left. Nothing risky.
So Bateman's been able to get back past Combine, who's sitting in P13, but the 3 cars in front of him all have nearly 10 seconds worth of penalties. So Combine on for a point here if he can just stick with this group in front of him.
Geordie desperately trying to stay part of this pack, but unfortunately the recharge isn't fast enough around this track. He's going to have a lot of issues in this last lap. I don't think we'll see an overtake opportunity. He will have DRS, of course. He's well within the 1 second gap, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make any challenging moves for second. I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I think Geordie will probably comfortably take third in this instance, as Potsy will cross the line here to start the final lap of this race. And as it stands, Red Bull is ahead. Mikau with the overtake on the main straight. So it's going to be pretty much do or die here for Potsy. He's got a couple of chances. He has this DRS section and then the DRS section on the inside back straight. So Potsy will not overtake into turn 4. So he'll have to get a jump outside of turn 10 on that straight, or try and get an inside dive into turn 14. As there's a little bit of contact there between the two. It's sister teams fighting it out for the win of this race. Oh, a lot of contact there. Potsy's got to be very careful. There's the ERS and the DRS. It might be enough. Mikau has to defend. He stays. He keeps a wide line as they come in to that complex of turns, and the Red Bull is ahead for now. But can he stay ahead? Mikau has a little bit of ERS left in the tank. Potsy, not really. And Geordie's all up in this fight as well. Down to the final couple of corners. Potsy in the lead of this race. Unless he makes a serious mistake, I think he's got it. And here we are, race 1 of season 7, and Potsy will cross the line and take the win, with Mikau and Geordie very close second and third. Well done. Well done to the Red Bull driver.
We just had Hero spin on the exit of turn 12-13, so he's lost his wing again as well. He's all the way down in 13th place. And that promotes Combined up into P10, so he finishes with a point, followed by Sid, Batemate, and Hero, Wahid, and Big Al.
Well done. There we go. So we still have Wahid and Big Al to finish this race. But, it was well done. Potsy didn't have him on turn 4 there on the last lap, but he did manage, like I said, to get him on that inside back straight. And that's where he held it. I thought maybe Mikau might have some ERS charge to get him down towards turn 14, but it wasn't enough.
Importantly as well, Big Al getting the fastest lap of the race, so he denies that point.
Correct.
From Potsy, who had the quickest time in the top 10. So well done to Big Al there.
Yeah, Potsy will only walk away with 25 points. Doesn't get that extra championship point. A bit of a chaotic one, but a good one nonetheless. It ended up pretty well. Nice fight there. It's driver of the day, giving a Sim Dogger for Team Ferrari. And there we are. Oh, loves the crowd. Beautiful. Look at that. Getting his P1 trophy. A great race there from Potty. It's great to see when you have those final laps of the back and forth, because you do have that strategy that comes into it. Like we saw Mikau always abusing that DRS detection zone in order to get the jump back onto that second point, but unfortunately couldn't. Potty sort of had that figured out towards the end. So there we are. Those are the final results here for race 1. Potty with the win, and he'll take home the 25 points. Mikau in second, Geordie in third, Trin in fourth place, Fever, Artanis, Pacey, Captain, Simdogger, and combined will round out that top 10. A bunch of penalties doled out that race, which is unfortunate, but Big Al finishing up there in 15th, Smitty in 16th place, and unfortunately 5 DNFs that race, which is quite a lot, to be honest. But a great race nonetheless. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, but obviously don't go anywhere because we do have Tier 2 just around the corner. All right. Okay, so that's it from us for now. But like I said, Tier 2 around the corner. There'll be Seb and Mikau will be your commentators for that race. Thank you so much for the love in the chat, and it's great to be back. And we'll catch you on the next one. But for now, goodbye.
See you guys.
One life like this. Let's live it up. We only get one life like this. Let's live it up. Eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous, 'cause I broke all their cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best